Please write it in the comments. I want to see who's a real one here.
The Bling
line. Hi everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to Bling line.
I thought we figured out by saying something. Welcome back to, and then you give me like a half a second. Bling bling, and then you know the Bling line.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's try that. Hi everyone, and welcome back to
Bling bling,
the Bling line. We'll find it. Don't worry.
More like the drama.
The drama. And if you don't know, and this is your first time, this is a show that speaks to you and your comments. We read your comments, and we answer your questions, and we just see what more we can dredge out of the interactions between you and us.
Yeah, and I think one thing that Talita definitely missed, and we have so much fun doing it. So thank you so much for your comments. They are interesting, funny, deep, thought-provoking, and all those lovely things that we like. So shout out to you guys for that. Let's keep it going, keep it flowing.
And without you guys, we ain't gonna
basically.
All right, so this is from episode 70, I think.
Not episode 71.
Might be 71. Yeah, 71 it is.
Okay.
And let's see what we were talking about. Akhona singayiNcokolanga besithetha ngamagwinya, besithetha marriage. We're talking a lot about marriage on that episode as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll fill you in by sipingoku. Let's start with Tally. Thanks. How I wish I had an elder sibling. Goku ndimo mdala and kesana. My siblings is yandonqena.
Yo, Matali, Chani, Goku Peps.
So I had actually asked her, like, you don't need strict or whatever, but she basically said that she had to rear her siblings up.
Deputy parent
them. And so I completely understand when somebody goes, siblings, if at some point you were playing parents to them.
Yeah, fair. Fair, unfortunate, but also fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Because how do you then bridge that gap in terms of Kengoku Uba? All these years, we need one pocket money, stay away from boys. No. Now I must come to you, get boys.
Exactly. And this is the thing, because these people are in like their late 20s, whatever. And so they're living their own lives, but still, they obviously still have like the same, revered respect or but now she's just like, no. Yes, because she's like, I did my job and now I'm left.
It's a difficult one, and I guess it's a play on the both, because now for those however many years and you were like kind of deputy parenting, I'll call it that for lack of a better word. But now it's like you also need to now start building the other bridge.
Exactly.
Because they can't build it alone.
No.
Nabo, because they responded to what they've seen, to how do you even try and show another side? Like literally.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean there were so many comments on this specific comment of hers, and people were like giving her advice on how to call them over, whatever, and she was so excited. She was like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna let you know how it goes, but I'm definitely gonna try something.
Yeah, it might be strange, I think maybe for the first time or first couple of times. Yeah, but actually that's really cool. And
this is the thing, because she's the one who's got the void. And you see how hard it is to be the older sibling also.
Yeah, fine, dog. It's hard to be all of us. So I think that would be very interesting. Just call them up and just start talking about And I think a lot of the time what causes the gap is that the older ones are the ones that are usually asking the questions.
Yeah.
And not usually telling the stories.
Yeah.
So in the sense that you'll call them over for lunch, then "Kama njani esikolweni? Qhuba njani emsebenzini? Are you saving for a house?" Don't know. You understand?
Boring.
Kasixelele mfondingela mina uba ungoka wathi imali rent. We're not going to think less of you.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think in fact you actually just become more human.
100%.
I've seen that with parents who I sometimes look at and I'm just like, wow, the relationship with their kids, I really, really love it. It's because the parents have come down to a level of sing abantu first and foremost before anything else. And that's where the strongest bonds between them comes in. So I think I really like that.
Relatability is the thing, honestly. When someone goes, "Oh, now I'm a poser," so like I can maybe just voluntarily tell you about my life without you asking about the serious things about my life.
Correct. And that will start by you volunteering first.
Good luck, Tali. We wish you all the best.
Everything of the
and
best.
We actually can't wait to hear about
Big facts. K Nwaiza. You? K Nwaiza. What? I think I'm getting anxiety from reading comments.
Why?
Because I always read wrong. It makes you feel like I was phone. Anyways,
okay.
I always look forward to Friday. Kumnandi kwa Sibling Thrivalry. Thank you so much for being thoughtful also when it comes to the Bling line. Magwande.
It's only a pleasure.
Love that. Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of what I've realized is that, hey, guys, kumnandi macala man trazam, and I don't want you guys to ever forget that. Like I feel like kumnandi nakuti. And we're just so glad that kumnandi nakuni, guys. It makes us really, really happy.
We did something right. Yay. Let's check the next one. Okay, so now we'd ask the question about what are foods that are indigenous to the Eastern Cape.
Indigenous.
Yeah.
Okay, Professor Tali.
So, Lisa Kanya Josie says, iska rice. When I got to Pretoria, my roommate wouldn't eat iska rice because akasazi, even though I told her it's just rice and potatoes, bro. And Usiakolisa Pungula says, my Betty friend also doesn't know it. She was so shocked. I think I'm saying, abuza her closer colleagues. Also, what's the shocking part? That's so weird.
Doesn't know what?
Iska rice.
Oh, okay. This was a comment on the iska rice thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Bati, it's the mashed rice. So
okay.
That's one thing that is indigenous to the Eastern Cape, as I said.
Really? Okay.
Wake wa born iska rice anywhere else?
I mean, I'm trying to think now, but I can say but maybe that's gently no close.
Exactly. But it's also like almost like a poverty meal where you're just like, I don't know.
Every time I've had iska rice, I'm like you're just
because it's always good. Firstly, because you left over iska rice, you're not making it from scratch.
What do you mean?
Udibanise rice ne potato ya izolo ne whatever else eshikileyo udibanise zonke.
Inyula man leyo.
And so what's the difference?
Ikaloku sube but inyula kaloku iba nama carpet nendoni yonke la kumqa rice. Those aren't the only two ingredients.
No, they aren't. Because you can add whatever it is that you want there.
Kumfuthumezo manje wasembizeni. So then, Ima, hold on. What was this rice one?
No.
Oh, because it's a poverty meal, isn't it?
No, so I should be making it every week.
Don't be a kona house in a piano.
So it's just rice and yes, when we were very little though. When we still had an auntie at the house and you were very young.
Yeah. So, kumfuthumezo man.
So it's rice in don't come.
In my head, iska rice uskala from scratch. Utiyabona ke tonight sizawutya iska rice.
I don't think so. Okay, guys, let us know. Iska rice uskala from scratch. That goes from 17 and you're like, what are we gonna make for supper today? You're like, we're gonna make scoras.
Yeah, baby, bonus rice, madam.
Uyoboila potatoes, uyoboila rice, uzidibanise.
Look, I mean, there's a lot of other meals that fall into what could be termed as poverty meals.
You
understand?
But what I
like stan rice. It's like heaven in a tin. And then, but here we are. Abanye more white. Abanye zindondo afukome bawela lewe. So also maseo kuti the poverty meals is these are just meals.
Yeah, these are just meals for sure. But the thing is, sityiwa ngomso. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay. That's so funny. Yeah. The next one is from Ayanga. Ayanga Uti, I think also people are scared to admit that they could be the problem in a relationship. Oko Buza, why can't I find the right one? Meanwhile, you are the problem. And after admitting and identifying, I fixed those problems and now I'm in a happy, healthy relationship. And when it gets tough, I stand my ground not to run away, but to face it head on because on the other side, it's actually better than that conversation. I was like,
all of this is so great. I was just like, oh, Ayanga, this is such evolved thinking also. Because you're right. I mean, it's easy to say, why can't I find the right one?
Correct. It's the age-old what we've tended now to take as a joke to say, which you are the common denominator in all your failed interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be everyone all the time. For PN. Where are you? Where's your bad person story? Is it being told by other people?
Yeah, of
you
course.
Can't tell it because you
because you don't think you're the bad person.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because the opposite end of that is also Dimo solo go wrong, so therefore mandinga engage.
Okay, let me do some work to fix why D wrong all the time and then come back at a later stage when I'm, healed or whatever to try again.
Yeah. Yeah. That last part there. And when it gets tough, I stand my ground to not run away, but to face it head on because on the other side, it's actually better than that conversation.
And that's growth, man. And that's
incredible.
It doesn't make it easy, but growth never is. But it's easy to run away. That's the easy part.
Yes,
but that's evolved, bruh. Yeah. Well done, Ayanga. No, that is very evolved. Also, like I always wonder, like, realize it just come to you.
Look, I think it's a self-awareness bit in terms of when you look at a situation. And it's easy to say about, hey, 1D. And also maybe it's not so easy to say about, okay, maybe what could I have done to have caused that? Not that they couldn't have responded in a different way. They definitely could have. But maybe you could have also done something in a different way.
For sure. So it
could be many things. What's the stuck? Is there something stuck in your ear?
Stuck in my ear?
Oh man, I feel so bad. It was in your ear the whole of the last episode.
Lovely. Thanks for looking out.
But sorry.
Thanks for that. Let's go on to Oi. Oi says, hey guys, sorry ngokuphuma emxholweni. What do you say or how do you describe umntu to a person who's not Xhosa? Umntu, I think that's what that's supposed to be. I said a simple-minded human being.
Who uses that word?
What?
Dumb. They're a bit dumb.
Oh, so simple-minded is the one we don't use, and dumb is
so educated.
And what's wrong with
dim
it?
Also, they sound like old terms.
Okay, fine. So donjan.
I don't know.
Sour.
Dof.
But not stupid.
Yes. Umuntu omunca ke ko stupid.
Unjani?
Hayi ndiyabuza.
No. Yeah, well, because what does it mean? What is ubumuncu? What are you actually saying about this person? Is that what they don't think?
They don't apply their mind.
They don't apply their mind. Yes.
Ngondo yakhe nje beze zichiswa ngamalanga yakhe semthunzini. Hey uphume njani emxholweni or you have to say.
And uzixolisele chef boy.
I like that. Awukho muncu, very self-aware.
Exactly. I mean, there is definitely a level of stupidity that is applied there. No? And umuntu stupid unjani?
Anma.
Umazi now.
Thatha kade. Iyasixoxisa le term. Mna personally andiyazi, show me sorry.
I say simple, bro, for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah, no, I'll take it.
Now we'll take it. I want to baluza umxelele ba umuntu.
Awungamxeleli also man. Unkosinathi _Mac uthi siyanithanda bandase. Eastern Cape, here's a list of Eastern Cape things. Umqolo, umbengo.
Umqolo wentoni? Umqolo wefish?
Yes. Yes, umqolo wefish. Umbengo, umnqambulo, shamrock pie, amagila, ibisto, just to name a few. Hayi. Kosinathi kuzafuneke ke phikisa kancinci because
Intoni umbengo? Isn't that
prime meat?
Yeah.
Well, it could be not necessarily prime meat, but ubeke lahleni, but ubeke inyama emlilweni. Cut it and then it's still attached and then you tattoo it just on an open fire.
Oh.
Usually xa kusandoxhelwa.
Oh, yes, yes. Ngumbengo lo. It's not necessarily bakwenziwa ibra.
Yes, correct. Ubize fawuthi kwethine bawayo. Ngene intwana ibaleka.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that?
Yayisenziwa kuthi isikhulu.
Yeah, for sure. But
uyawuthi kwethine bawayo ngoku ain't nobody gonna come.
Unless like you're in the deepness of Ilali.
And the lights are small enough.
Yeah.
Awekho ama-light amancinci pha kumelalini for some odd reason. Into ezikhoyo ngamadopholo fonini. Uqome ingakufaka ibhoss entayini. Ezo zakuxelela man mathonga ma. Xaki manje yabona nikudelanga Brian. Cha isimoko anikonqini.
You.
Uthini ke wo?
Yeah.
Now yabona kodwa yeah it is kind of derogatory to say kwedine bawayo.
Also, there's another way to call someone to come get some meat from you.
I mean, how wrong is that?
That's the only. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it is derogatory for real.
It is. You understand?
For sure. Well, unless you've been sitting there like with your eyes.
But why should you be doing that? Because you're a little boy.
No, but I'm just saying the only way that applies is if you've been staring there waiting for someone to give you the man.
Yeah, but
But if you're just running past and someone goes, "Kwetine," well, then why are you fighting it?
Axhelele noba licikile isho or something. But there's nothing worse than uba ingwengwe, bra.
Yeah.
There's few things that are worse than uba ingwengwe.
And the funny part is that the people who treat amakwengwe the way they treat them ngamadoda who were amakwengwe before, so they're just literally perpetuating yeah, exactly. Because mama treat amakwengwe very nicely.
Son.
So it's up to you, Geoko, to nip it in the bud, buddy.
Give them something about uyibaleka lo kwenza bazayo look.
Okay, let's.
Kwengwe yinja.
No.
Yes, kuchiwa. Guys. Wow.
That's so crazy.
This is why we're raising broken men, bro.
100%, because this person can't even help it. Bro, I came here, I didn't ask to be here, and I have to start at this stage when I'm a little boy. And now you're telling me I'm a dog.
That is heavy, man.
That is heavy. Umnqambulo, what is that one?
Umnqambulo, nyamen. Talita. Hey, we cheese girl kanene.
I am. I don't know why.
Umqambulo foni ninyama yenhloko ekhathwe yazi ipisi yadityaniswa nesuphu nenoza amanqina I think namalwimi nenoni idityaniswa bengathi ibusuphu.
Sure. Okay, cool.
Umqambulo lowo.
Okay, fine. Have you had umqambulo in Gauteng?
I don't recall. I also don't like miss into ezithile.
What do you
Like
mean?
ngibawula nivuke nibawula inyama enhloko.
Oh, okay.
Ayikhinde ehlele lonto. Ngiyitya xa ikhona sure, but I won't go out looking for it. Same with umqolo na I don't think ndakhe ndazithengela umqolo naso umqolo emntwini.
Continue bawayo.
Okanye utya amagwinya befrayishwa nge-oil yomqolo. Cha iba wrong because iba tasty but ezinye xa indali oil then liyababi igwinya. You never had?
No.
Cheese girl.
What? Also, I didn't make myself a cheese girl. I didn't have any money.
This is not about money.
But which is girl? No, which is girl, bona. Then tibanaphi nomnqambulo dog. That's
Nini. Kasi xa yobona choms zakhe. Awunazi choms zakhe. Kaloku mna ndiyazi ndayifunzwa ngumntu ndiyazi yayinto.
Ndani?
Isushi.
Wayifunzwa ngubani?
Kuwe.
Oh really?
Ndafakwa nguwe esushini.
Uyayiva ke ngoku.
Amagila yintoni? Indamo.
Yeah.
Nemilenze.
Yeah.
Not itrotas man, chicken feet. Hayi ibhisto yasebhayi.
Yabhisto yasebhayi.
Hayi sayiclaima ke yona ibhisto. Sayiclaima ibhisto.
And then you guys go to Bryanston and you pay 85 Rand for shakshuka bhisto.
Yo, bhisto. Yo, yabona, that's one thing endikhe ndiyibawele ibhisto. Yo, yeah, love it.
Never think about it. All right, Fezeka. Human says ubisi endazange ndalubona kwenye indawo isteri ibhotile yaso iglass isophuka. Steri.
Isekhona isteri?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in years.
Ayinami ndaqhubela kudala ubona isteri. I wonder basi isekhona. Isteri was just like the normal kind of like pasteurized milk.
Yeah.
It wasn't the LBC Libo Live. It wasn't fresh milk. It was like pasteurized milk that lasts for longer.
It was just in a glass. Yeah. I've never liked milk, so I wouldn't know.
Are you lactose?
No, I just don't like it.
What?
I've never liked it.
Like, yeah, man, I understand. I'm sorry. I understand the umdu. Ongayithandiyo into endiyithandayo. Like oh no, andisitya isibindi. Oh, the texture. And I'm just like, okay, I understand the texture. You understand? Sharp. Ibisi lakwenza ntoni?
I don't know. It tastes.
Bangathi kwenza kantoni xa utya ibisi?
Iske ngathi ndisela directly from inkomo teeth. I'm doing this in my mouth. That's what it tastes like to me.
Why? That's best.
That's how much you like. That's so gross. That's from a body, lifetime. Oh, no ways. Yeah, it really, like, milk literally just tastes like the inside of a cow's udder to me.
That's wild.
I love yogurt though. Keep that milk away from me, man.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, I've never really liked milk since I was like a kid.
Oh, that's a bit of a nightmare.
I know.
Because now, as a kid, you can't communicate that. Everyone else is having milk. Oh, man. Yeah, steri is a really, really good one.
Excuse me. But I wonder, like, if Sasikona apa, and because asenziwa anymore, we just don't see it.
Yes, okay.
If you're from Joburg and you know Isteri, please let us know.
Yeah, or anywhere else, not even from Joburg.
Oh, yes,
from like
Mpumalanga.
Yeah, or Limbombo. Or yo, bra. Guys, it's all in love. You know what it is. Okay. Khanyisile mapalala. Eh? Oh, I always get the wrong ones. As a 29-year-old divorced woman, it's not about boredom or lack of traditional values. I think as women, we are not as easily forgiving with husbands' infidelities as maybe our mothers and grandmothers were.
Definitely.
Also, our generation marries for love, and love can sometimes not be enough. In the past, people married for financial stability or union of families. Also, in the past, people would fulfill their duties. A mother cooks, cleans, has babies, raises a family. A father works, brings money, etc. Nowadays, everyone works, so in the home, we expect both parties to participate. And I think sometimes men struggle to step up and do womanly roles. Womanly roles.
Very true. This is the thing. So much has changed, especially, I think, the first part where she says people were marrying for the union of families or financial stability. Because that was essentially, people were like, uyothetha no chawe, uthi bajonga chawe.
That's why that's why the whole process.
So give me those cows.
Yeah, that's why the whole process was saka ubuhlobo.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what originally, that's what it was. Now we're marrying for love.
Yeah. And love is just a part of it.
Exactly. And the thing is now we're also just putting the same rules on marriages as if ziyafana as before.
Yeah. Yeah, we are taking something that has changed and evolved in its nature and trying to fit it in without changing how we behave. And that definitely is a recipe for disaster. So, yeah, no, for sure. I think to me, it sounds like Bonnie the motor ka Freddie Flintstone. Apo, yeah, but then I'm correct. It's like that. That's what we're trying to do right now. God has gone engine.
And we're still trying to push an old school car. And that's the thing. And the roles have changed because girls weren't going to work. So it made sense for you to take care of home because you're home all day. And it makes sense for you who's worked a 12-hour shift to come home, whatever, because you've been doing that all day.
Born in the sea. And also, I suppose it's on us as a brazo nathi uba afuna ndizokwazi ukwenza lunch abantwana ijob abafazi. That's so wild. Bro.
That is so wild.
I find those things so hard that there's things that you can't do.
That's so crazy. Or you refuse to do, but these things have to do with the push of your own family. It's not like you're doing it for someone else. It's your kids that you brought into this world that are going to
lose your thought.
Yeah.
So,
but it's your family, and you're saying, Andizukwazi.
Man, it's just a way of thinking. I think that needs to be looked into very closely.
100%, man. It really is because we're doing the same things now.
100%. Wafunyano lamdu. Wayikhona umuntu wayesithi makukhangelwe la mntu wathi amalady mawaphangele. We need to talk.
Why makakhangelwe yena? We've had enough, thank you.
Wait, what would you choose?
What? I'm staying at home, taking care of home, chill vibes, man.
Okay. Okay. With the good and the bad that comes.
Yeah, I mean, everything has good and bad, but I would rather the bad of taking care of home than the bad of
big bad world,
yeah, 100%.
Facts.
Okay. My one day says, I like how she laughs about her laugh. I'm going to do the same. Like, akanandaba umukel. So that anandaba chobi but andifuna uhleka kwabanye abantu so.
Ngoba xa ngingena endaweni ndithi yo andiyama namhlanje ndisembi namhlanje you can't touch me.
Yeah, 100%. You have nothing to say. So I'm doing my own laughing, but also it's funny.
It's funny okanye funny. Okay,
there's
funny.
Another word.
It's funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
No, it's funny, man. Interactions with humans are hilarious, honestly. The good talking face, Goku, and the
Oh, ungathetha into ezigxotha abantu ke kulo talking face.
Let's follow this.
This is the last one I have in me. After this, you must just know. No, see you later, dog. Let's just talk. Damn.
No, but yeah, it's tough. That's all I gotta say about
Okay.
that.
But you are tougher, Mazlamina. I have faith in you.
You know what the thing is?
Oh, so about talking face.
Yeah, akunzima, bro, because Loputi has already said 2 things to me that I'm like, But the thing is, I've communicated and I'm like, I don't like when you said that. It made me feel like this.
And the conversation went on to
Yes. And so
no, Mumdal. Bow. Sorry. Yeah.
This is why I think I did clean up one bit because I was like,
no, it doesn't matter. I'm about almost. Doesn't matter what I say, bro. No one really cares. You shouldn't either.
I do because
now 5 seconds after I've said wow, I'm done. Like the libele. Sorry, man. Ifuna leti.
So I've said, like, the first time he said something weird, I was like, why would you say that? That's weird. Like, what did you mean? We tell you something, don't let. No, no one can get excited. He choked. And I was like,
got carried away.
Yeah. Which is understandable, right? But then it gets kind of put in the bank because I had a bit of a fine. Then I was like, cool, fine. Must be in the, let's carry on.
Why kube bange? I withdraw.
And then he said something else that I didn't quite like.
Not along the same lines, something like
something different. And I was like, hey, So I was like, yo, this is not cool. Why? Because now I'm like, are you this kind of person who says offensive things all the time?
2 things.
I've known you for 3 days.
That is difficult.
Yes. So I say Tata. And the thing I really appreciate is that he doesn't just go, oh, I will too, or whatever. He doesn't dismiss me at all. He's like, let's unpack. This is what I meant. How did it make you feel? How can I make this better? I'm really flawed. I am. I know that about myself
so much.
I hope he never sees
it. I love you, Booty. And no
And Sklepus, you know, like he'll write me paragraphs, I'll paragraph back, he'll paragraph back. And it seems like he's the kind of person who's like, okay, cool, teach me how to treat you, you know? And I'm like...
And also not even treat you, but like, because Endus Teta, when I don't think they're even specific to you, but they can be just generic thing. But it's a generic thing.
100%. You know what I mean? So, I mean, at the beginning, I said, you know, I don't know, like ingati, am I paying for the sins of the people before, where, you know, you have heard Ezizinto before and they've made you feel this way, and now I'm here and now I was just like, no, bro, I don't understand why anyone would say Ndwenja. So explain to me why you would say that.
I explain.
Yeah.
And then now explain, then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this has never happened to me before. So I'm like, oh, communication does work.
My DMs are open, Buddha.
What? Why?
Why the line in?
Social media.
Street Tilo.
No, I'm just trying to be intentional and I'm trying to not hide things so that this thing comes up 6 months later where I'm just like, oh, I should have known because the first time I met you. Yeah. And then it's like, but now it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
So.
No, Isuseko, I'm very proud of you for doing that.
Thanks. Anyway, Fix says, is it Martin? My girlfriend is like Talita, not patient for anyone. Oh. And I screen grabbed this. And when she met me, she found that patience for me. And then there's that thing where you kind of feel like, Be patient.
Comment.
You will be patient. You will be You'll be patient for your person, my sister. Oh, nice. I don't know how my girlfriend can be patient for me because I am a lot. Anjalo futhi angilaleli sometimes. Giving Zulu. I also can take years to really understand some of the things she tells me. I have also improved a lot as her partner, and I do a lot of introspection to improve as a person and as a partner. Love
to see that. And I think now what I have to say on that is that you get better as a person. What you want is a person that's willing to improve and a person that's willing to grow.
Yeah.
Because you're not perfect. Out of whatever. Based on also how you see the world and how you see things. You know what I mean? I think it's very key to look for someone who is willing to learn. And also be someone who's willing to learn. That will knock out a big part of your problem. Because ingxaki esibanayo is that unbuze na umama.
Yo, dinjem na.
Yeah. So and I think that messes up things for us.
Yeah.
And that messes up things for the people that have to deal with us. Yeah, bo. So love that. I love everything about this comment. Because in that you also meet each other halfway. You will become more lenient if you know that this person is also willing to listen.
100%.
How am I supposed to respond to that? Do you know what I mean?
You will be defensive. No, for sure.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I mean, my girlfriend is like, there's no patience for anyone. Okay. But I'm applying my patience right now. Completely applying my patience because I can also see that this person is willing to learn.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now you're willing to learn to be patient.
100%.
Biggs, you've got a good girlfriend if she's like Talita. Uloyiso D uti, I agree with Talita. Shamrock yaikade it girl ye pies. Ngoku is a nostalgia esibambelele kuyo.
But also apparently Shamrock started like in the King William Town, East London, in the Sky rather. And so people who grew up there bayazi more than even people in PE because if you get late, bye.
Oh yes, okay.
Later then, because there was a time where you couldn't find Shamrock by at all.
Correct. Sasithu cases galong.
Yes, Sasithu cases.
Legitimately ipayenga.
Yeah, for sure. But this is obviously someone who has experience with Shamrock.
Yeah, ilawe I choose high school. Kokudibana nayo ke 30s uqonbe. Oh, you high school. Like
Mavula says, totally off topic, kodwa. Topic. I'm so sad to be here this early. I've been binge watching your videos for months. Ngokundi up to date. And I don't think I can wait a whole week to watch just one or two. And also, I realized ukuthi at first, Utam Zubiri didn't want to talk about Umjolo. Ngoku, he's warming up. This is kwenene till we have your every day.
Hayi, kaloku thina singathi sizimoto ezindala mavulas, uyafustana?
What does that mean?
Funeka iqala iwomishe anovela ukhwela imoto ufake egerini. Understand? And you know, sister yamendala lena also. And I think what has made me warm up is the fact that she's warmed up and teta yambona nangoku. What this small so yeah, for sure. I can definitely appreciate that, and I've really enjoyed it as well. I think it's been really, really cool.
Yeah, it's literally what we were talking to Utali about. But you need to be the one who like opens up the thing. And
fair. Now I don't feel like Kuko do not enter, big do not enter sign or something like that. So it definitely helps.
Thanks, Mavulas, and welcome.
Yeah, shout out for being up to date. You are the best of the best. Up here no Kai 169 uti no betuna. Oh, what's a king? Dazala. Uti no betnana. Shamrock is elite. Beyond the fluffy pastry, it's fresh. It's not just filled with gravy, but actual meat pieces.
What pies have people been eating? Is
Also, as in kuphuki, indala, ipaya nkuphuka, ipaya indala. Can't stand all these pies leaving you and your car like you were fighting with the pie. Yeah, because they're eating the wrong pies. You know what? I can now. Not because it's my experience, but because I believe you. But yeah, got you. And I think a lot of people share that sentiment.
Yeah.
In terms of, but I like the way that we see like broken it down. Pastry, freshness, gravy, meat. No. I feel like I'm not getting vegetarian pie.
No, why?
To put like vegetarian sausage and vegetarian meat in a pie. Because pie is a thing.
The problem is if vegetarian meat is expensive.
So
Funeke be expensive lo pie. I guess. If vegetarian aziki pie. But anyway.
Yeah, from spinach and fat. Yeah. Thank you for uitetelela man inansik. Ishamroro.
Alright. Nangamso.ningi1 says, 2 other reasons why I think people are getting divorced more is because people aren't prioritizing finding the right partner. Instead, they prioritize the idea of marriage. So whenever they find a half decent person, they immediately jump to marriage. They put marriage over a good partner. The second reason why I think divorce rates are up is because women no longer have to stay trapped in marriages anymore. They have the right and the freedom to leave a marriage if they feel like it's not working out for them, which is something they couldn't do in the past because they didn't have jobs and they were kind of dependent on.
Is it trap though?
What?
Is there not a risk of leaving too early? You feel trapped, but you're not really trapped. But then if you feel trapped,
feel trapped, you're trapped.
If you feel trapped, are you trapped?
Yes, if you feel trapped, you're trapped. Because the feeling is what matters more than what's actually happening.
How do we measure that?
You don't. The thing is, it doesn't matter. It's for me to measure. It's not for anyone else to measure.
What if you got a low tolerance?
Then you have a low tolerance, and then you will feel trapped because you have a low tolerance.
So shouldn't you work on your tolerance?
Maybe if you realize that you do have a low tolerance, that is. Okay.
Fair. Thank you, Nangamso, for that comment. I think looking back at it, excuse me, definitely agree. Prioritizing, people aren't prioritizing finding the right partner instead of the idea of marriage. I think definitely, and in that, not necessarily doing all the homework that they need to do.
100%.
In terms of, okay, cool, ndiyakubona ne, and ndiyafuna ukuchata. Now, how about we go and find out about it? Makhe sihambe sofunda ngemarriage ke ngoku. Before. You know what I mean? And let's go learn about that. Okay, sharp, ndikufumene ulapha, but andikakuchati, but let's go and find out more about marriage. Let's start marriage.
Singathi sobona okanye
Correct.
He'll get better when we're married or he'll change plus chati.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people do that and then get surprised when it doesn't change.
100%. And now there's all sorts of tools, right? Like the tools is going pre-marriage counseling. Yakana ukugqithisa unina kusana.
Not a whole Nina.
Pre-marriage counseling be tick box. Half when you know almost just 3 Nancy guys and we're out. And that's an expert. And also now I found out that kuko in the angle pre-engagement counseling.
Oh, that's cool.
Or just go to counseling ne yako.
Ayifuni kaloku okwe.
Hayi ke. Yayibona ke nayo ke lonto leyo.
Kwalonto usamfuna umshatela lonto because how are you going to problem solve in your marriage?
Thetha strange into zethu.
He'll change when he's a husband. No, he won't. He will get worse.
Lulu okuhle K Uti, happy birthday, Talita.
Oh, thanks.
During one of my audits last year, they mentioned number plate cloning is a serious issue that has been on the rise. Where your number plate is cloned and it can have serious consequences, not of your own doing. You can take the matter up at your nearest DLTC. DLTC, no.
Driver's license.
Whoa.
What? I can't remember the rest.
Mm-hmm. Technical and
Technical college.
Okay. You can take your matter up at your nearest DLTC with your vehicle ownership forms so they can sort it out to ensure you're never stopped at a roadblock and forced to pay for fines that aren't yours or something worse.
That's so wild. A lot of people were saying that number plate cloning is the thing, which is so wild. It's so, come on, man. Can you again wait?
Oh, fundi njani? These crimes fundi nezo. Because commit any crimes ngemoto zethu.
Being a criminal is so 90s, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like all crazy.
Crazy. Crazy.
Okay.
Let's move on, please.
Oh, shout out to the good guys finally winning.
Yeah, we're in the good guy era now.
Yeah,
the good guys are finally winning.
I like that. Thank you for that comment. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Ngateko says, hey siblings, great episode as always. I figured you guys have another sibling, but you never really talk about them. How's your relationship with him like? Could they be a guest on the show one day? She doesn't live in this country, bro. This is another thing, you know? But if you go back and watch our much earlier episodes, we do talk about her.
Yeah, we haven't had her on the show, unfortunately, because the last time we were calling and then we ended up not shooting. So I'll take that one on myself. I did that.
Okay, cool.
Do you have anything to say to that, Talita?
No, I didn't know that that's what you had decided was the reason.
No, I think I'm saying that because I think that's how it came across.
Oh, but that's not what you think the reason was then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What do you think the reason was?
Oh, yeah, I think the reason you mentioned was the reason.
You see? Wow. Yes. So we do have an older sister. We met when we were a bit older ourselves.
Yeah, I was 10.
Which means I was 8. And yeah, so definitely would love to have her as a guest on the show one day if she were to come to South Africa. And also maybe if they just had Dobula and then we go to the UK and definitely have an episode. I think it would be really, really fun. The relationship, how's your relationship?
It's good. I mean, we didn't grow up with her. This is another thing. So like there's a lot of dynamics that we don't have with her or,
correct.
Or have never had. So it's, I think, more of an adult relationship than it was we're growing up together kind of relationship. Because she's 10 years older than me, which means when I met her, she was 20. You know what I mean? So it's a strange thing, I think, also like getting to know someone as your sibling where you have reference of a sibling, and then it's like, oh, this is also your sibling.
It's a good relationship, but a different one.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah.
And it's one that we've had to see kind of too. You know what I mean?
Correct.
There hasn't been any parents who have helped us to figure it out. We have had to decide about, okay, this is the kind of relationship that we want with this person.
Yeah.
Therefore, this is what we're going to do.
100%. And I think she's done an absolutely great job in terms of leading that conversation and also coming to the table on some but coming to the table in terms of really sibling liking herself, you know what I mean? Just to be like, this is the and that's the relationship. That's exactly the relationship we have. So I think, yeah, very much so. I think, Nyan, to your point, Talita, in terms of making that relationship work, I feel like she's she's done a lot and it's been great, and that's what's led us to be where we are. So
Yeah.
shout out to you, Kutaza.
Also because nguyomdala, so she kind of had to do the heavy lifting at the beginning. But Madala song, so
Yeah, it's up to us. Underscore her underscore ways underscore Andy. Ayo. The second word that tripped me up.
Yeah.
And si breakfast angawo amagwinya ufike emsebenzini usozela kamandi. Yanibhatalelwa amahala mina. Ufike emsebenzini songdongo ngo-9.
That's so wild. Why would you do that to yourself?
Because imandi kwinya.
Yo, but kumandi ukozela emsebenzini.
Fani abantu abasalayo ngeSunday night. Simba kumandi umani ungakwazi ubhodla emsebenzini manje usithi.
But the thing is, that's different because osela ngeSunday night, it's a long, like mandi for a long time. What you queen mandi for? The moments when you're putting it in your mouth and then it's done and now you're saying, no ways, bro, miss me. Miss me. Yo, miss me, bro. Nice time zenu.
Ndigreka nje. But kungazithandi nakuthi but ke in any event, I'm definitely that type to have an iris. And I know when iris bayiliwile zandenza iris. But I do it anyways because the joy is just so much more. And you forget about ukozela man as soon as dibanise xube ne-dragon. Dadlala. You're going to get a cold shower after that.
All right, cool. Imangi Nkosi says, happy birthday, Madlami Nomhle. Thank you. Mercies and favor upon your life. Stay cool, ma'am. You're loved. 42, ma'am, you're aging like fine wine. If you're even aging at all, I'm definitely aging. On a different note, speaking about increasing content, we're still waiting for that content where you guys teach each other things. Like Talita teaching Zuko how to cook and Zuko teaching Talita how to change the tire.
Whoa, uyakhumbula imangi.
No, that was such a long time ago. That would be so cool to watch. And don't forget, Talita promised to pay for Tamzupela's artificial beard or haircut. Looking forward.
Big facts. Thank you for bringing that up.
Change the tire. Kaloku funeka itire really ready to be changed. Obviously, change the tire.
Oh, you're to change the tire.
Yeah, I'll change the ladi.
Kaloku uyabonisa isibonelo.
Child, masilinde itire libeste.
Well, uzabe ubhizi ufrathu late for meeting.
Thanks for reminding us of that.
Thank you very much for doing that. And thanks for reminding us also of the artificial beard that Talita was going to pay for. Means the world to us.
Cool story, brother.
Over to you, Gedie.
Okay, next.
Ya nyani yambona yalimala. Nanamhla. Hey, super thanks za 175. Happy birthday, Talita. Mina mnandi go. Oh, yako. Yadika.
Ele withdraw namhlanje.
Fondini yando 50-50 fondini.
Birthday yam.
Bravo, Buddha.
Oh,
Buddha.
You weren't born to deserve 175.
100%. But if I wasn't born, no one would have known. If I wasn't born. I went on the podcast. Hi guys, today is my birthday. I am 11 and my best friend is 12. I can't diary.
I can't remember I found out diary. Dad just told me the last time I saw him, he was like, "Hi, Sabona Pakla diary." I was like, "Did everyone read my diary?"
Does it discuss how long I have hockey? But hey, Talita, unewar feel njani wena zuko na 8 bita relax and solve thank you so much, Nanamsa. And thank you to everyone else with the super likes. We've been seeing them coming through.
Thank you.
I think I must try to collect them and then sing super thank you for the super thanks, guys. Thank you so very much. We really, really appreciate it. Shout out to you guys.
Definitely do, Fondina.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, that's the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely.
We've come to another end of an episode. And thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Let's continue doing what we do. We really enjoy reading your comments and talking about them and laughing about them and thinking about them. So, let's continue doing that. And up until next time.
Nitandane.
You know what it is, sibling rivalry, baby.
Sharp, sharp. Sharp, sharp, dog. Please write it in the comments. I want to see who's a real one here.
The Bling
Line.